Hello everyone, welcome back to Believers IAS Academy. This is NCERT Polity session, and today we will be discussing NCERT Polity 7th Standard, chapter number 6. Okay, we start the discussion. Chapter number 6 is about understanding the media. Okay, so here this chapter deals about media and its role in democracy and how it has evolved over the years. Okay, what is the role of government in media and what is the role of media in democracy? Then, so media is the plural form of the word medium and describes the various ways through which we communicate in a society. Okay, so media in reality refers to all the means of communication. Everything ranging from a phone call to the evening news on TV can be called as media. TV, radio, and newspapers are all the forms of media. Since they reach millions of people across the world, they are called as mass media because it is reaching the mass. Within media, the new form of media is the social media. Social media, mainly social media apps like Insta, Facebook, Twitter or X.com, etc. They come under social media. Okay, now before we understand media and the technology and the summary, we'll try to understand the important aspects of this chapter. The chapter signifies media's role in the world. So, okay, technology that the mass media uses keeps on changing. In the initial days, newspapers and magazines come under the print media, while the television, radio come under the electronic media. So the media evolved from paper to radio to television to internet to social media. Okay, this is how the media has evolved over the years. Changing technology or machines and making technology more modern helps media to reach more and more people. It also improves the quality of sound and the images. It also changes the ways in which we think about our lives. Okay, so the accessibility to television, the accessibility to social media is higher compared to the access to radio. The access to radio is higher compared to access to magazines. Access to magazines is higher compared to access to newspapers and other print medias. Okay, so the access, the technology, the easiness, or the sound, image, etc. It keeps on improving with the increase in technologies. Okay, then television plays a major role in our life. We cannot think of life without TV these days, but now we can think of it because we have mobile phones. It is literally a telephone plus television plus mobile phone. So it gives us news and entertainment and many other things. Mass media uses expensive technologies. A TV studio needs lights, cameras, sound recorders, transmission satellites, etc. All this cost a lot amount of money. Then mass media also spends a lot of money on getting the latest technology. Okay, so from this we can see that mass media requires lots of investment and lots of money. So most television channels and newspapers become part of big business houses in order to fulfill the requirement of money. Okay, they have to become a business house in order to fulfill their economy a requirement of money. Okay, because it is not easy to fund all these mass medias. Mass media earns money by advertising different things such as surf, chocolates, etc. The way they amass money is by advertisement. Okay, you might have seen the advertisements during the news channels. In the news channels, whenever there is a break, they tend to provide all the advertisement which are sponsoring the media houses. Then media plays a significant role in democracy. It provides news and discusses events that take place in the country and the world. It is on the basis of this information that we come to know how our government works. Okay, so in the previously we discussed government and the role of media, how the government media, it stands at the center of government and citizenry. Okay, We talked about how the policies done by the government are said to the people through press conferences. Similarly, whatever the policies, whatever the work that is being done by the government is not sponsored, is told by the media to the citizens. Okay, the awareness is created by media. Okay, and media also does the important task of informing the citizens about all these policies, and another important task is providing the feedback of citizens through their news coverage. If there is a policy, what is the impact or what is the response of people? For example, recently there was farm bills and there was lots of protest. Farm bills was the government initiative, and the reaction for this farm bills was protest, wide protest. So that was the feedback was given by the media to the people. Okay, this was covered hugely by the media. That is the role media plays. Then the information that the media provides should be balanced. A balanced report is one that discusses all points of view of a particular story and then leaves it to the readers to make their minds. Okay, so independent media can write a balanced report, hence it is necessary for the media to be independent. Only an independent media can have a balanced analysis of a particular issue. If the media is not independent, then the issue will not be balanced, issue will have a propaganda attached to it. But in these days, not in these days, it has been there since the past, the media houses, the reality is different. The reality of media houses far from independent. There are two reasons behind the loss of independence of media houses. The first one is the control of the government that has on the media, where the government prevents either news item or scenes from the movie or a lyric of song from being shared with the larger public. This is known as censorship. Okay, censorship. During the emergency period, the government censored the media. This censorship can be traced back to the British period itself, or you can even trace it back before the British era. For example, during the Mughal period, any book which was written against the Aurangzeb or against the ruler was banned. Okay, any book or the person who writes those kind of books were banned and they were subjected to punishment. Similarly, British brought many acts, Press Act, Vernacular Press Act, in order to control the what press is printing, in order to control the media. That has been followed even now. Many countries use censorship as a tool to silence the dissent. Okay. So one of the prime example is during the emergency period, the government censored media very heavily. While the government does continue to censor the films, it does not really censor media's coverage of news. Despite the absence of censorship by the government, most newspapers do not provide a balanced report. Okay, we can understand why there is a propaganda in the movies, because it is censored by the government. But what is the reason for news channels which are not sponsored, which are not censored by the government? What is the reason why they are not sponsored, why they are not balanced? It is because it has been found out by the persons who do the research media that business houses control media. It means that media is not important because the business houses are the ones who are controlling the media. So the media, it will be in favor of the business houses, or anyone who is in favor of the business houses will be favored by the media itself. Then media sets the agenda. It means media has to decide, and this media has the capability to decide what stories to focus on, and therefore decides what is newsworthy or not. Media should focus on issues that are significant in our lives, but very often it fails to do so. Example, cricket, fashion shows are very popular with the media, whereas the news which is reporting from the grassroots is not at all very serious or very popular. Local media deals with small issues like involving the ordinary people and their daily lives. Example, Khabar Lahariya, which is a fortnightly newspaper, is run by 8 Dalit women in Chhatarpur district in Madhya Pradesh. It is written in the local language Bundeli. Okay, so the local media is playing a role in propagating the local issues, but however, the local issues doesn't reach the regional level, or it doesn't reach the national level because of the lack of accessibility to those news channels. Okay, so this is about media. Some key terms we discussed about what is media. Then public protest, when the people collectively state their opposition to some issue by organizing a rally, starting a signature campaign, it is known as public protest. Balance report, which discusses all the points of view of a particular story and then leaves it to the readers or leaders to make up their minds. Censorship, we discuss power to disallow media from publishing or showing certain stories. This means the government can censor the media. Broadcast is a TV or radio program which is widely transmitted. And setting agenda is decides what story should be focused on, and thus it decides on what is newsworthy. It is often said that the media sets the agenda. Okay, agenda in the sense what topics to be discussed, that is the agenda. But the very disturbing trend is propaganda. Propaganda is it is trying to sell the ideology of a particular party, trying to sell the ideology of a particular groupings. So that becomes a issue there. Local media, which deals with small issues, already discussed this. So this is about media. To sum up what you already listened or already said, okay, both print media and electronic media have played important role. Technology, that is television, has enabled us to think of ourselves as a member of the global people. It has made globe as a like global village. Media is far from being independent because of the control of the government over the media as well as the media houses. And media and money, the different technologies of the mass media are too expensive, so as a result they need certain money. As a result, they are run by the business houses. In order to earn the money, they provide advertisements. So with respect to media and democracy, it is often said that media is the fourth wheel of democracy. Okay, fourth wheel of democracy, but it is not properly done because of the various issues. Plays a crucial role in providing news and discussing events taking place in the country and world. News stories of media inform people about important events in the country. Some important ways by which people can talk about important events in the country are by organizing public protests, starting a signature campaign, etc., etc. These will be shown by the media to the people. Then setting agendas, already discussed which stories to be told, which stories are not to be covered is the agenda of media. But media has the power in this regard, so that is media. So this is about today's discussion. Very small topic but very important. The role of media. You can use certain points in your like answers. Okay. If you like the video, then please hit the like button, comment on the video, and share with your friends. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind.